Before we get into this one, guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, BetUS. America's favorite sportsbook for over 25 years, BetUS. BetUS offers a variety of sports to wager on, including all of the major sports categories we know, love, and follow. Listen, guys, this is the Browns 2022 schedule reveal video. We know where they're playing. We know their bye week. We know if we're getting opponents at home or on the road. Go place a preseason wager on the Browns over-under win total this season, and even if they will win the AFC North. And do so by signing up with our link in the description below. When you go through that link, make sure you use the promo code JOIN125. That's JOIN125. We appreciate each and every one of you. Good luck, and remember to have fun.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. I am your host, Justin Harold, and with me, as always, my co-host, Jeff Santa. Today, we are bringing you the Cleveland Browns 2022 schedule. It is out. We have the dates. We have the games. We know our opponents. But before we get into that, Jeff, how are you doing, my guy?
I'm doing good. I think this graphic is interesting, and I think we saw this leaked a little bit early, like we were talking about before we got on here, but white is home, orange is away, and it's interesting. Definitely, I think a lot easier than last year's schedule.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That Week 5 game, the Chargers game, wasn't it? Week 5, we played them last year.
Yes, but it was in LA. I think it was Week 5.
Yeah, I want to say it was Week 5, but yeah, certainly I feel an easier schedule. However, different team this year, very different players and all that. So, and that could be said for a lot of these teams. It would have been really interesting if Baker did get traded to the Panthers. I guess there's still a chance that could happen.
Yep.
And that was the Week 1 matchup. I really don't know how far in advance they had these games planned, but I feel like the rumors of Baker going to the Panthers really made this game either a beginning game or like a end of the year kind of game. So
yeah, the NFL really doesn't miss, and I think you see it with the primetime games too, because there's going to be theorizing going on if the primetime games from the NFL really coexist with a potential Deshaun Watson suspension, and we only have 2 of them, and they're within the first 8 weeks. So do with that information what you will. I think that the NFL is just hedging their bets there, and that doesn't really give you a whole lot of information. It's still it's still 2 division primetime games, regardless of who's the starting quarterback may be.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about the front loading of the primetime games.
I kind of like it.
I don't know. I like the teams that they're against, in that, essentially, any game that's going to be a primetime game is at home for us this year. So, hell, I'll be there and I'll have a good time. The Saturday game against the Saints for Week 16 is definitely an interesting one.
And then the week before is TBD. So if the AFC North is close in any regard, they'll bump us later in the year. That's why I kind of like the early games, because if we're competent, they'll bump us.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's either the 17th or the 18th of December. If I can open my freaking calendar for a quick second and go to the month of...
That happened this year too, I think,
December.
or this previous season.
17 and 18 is another Saturday, Sunday potential. So that's interesting. We could potentially have 2 weeks in a row of 2 Saturday games, or maybe a primetime Sunday night game, maybe Sunday football. So who knows with that? But man, Jeff, I don't know if we even talked about like our opponents. I feel like we haven't really, outside of the divisional, the usual teams that we see: Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Bengals. What team or division in here do you look at and are really interested about?
I think my favorite game on the schedule, as far as most interesting, is the away game in November at Buffalo. That's the game on the whole 17 slate that stands out the most to me.
Yeah.
I think our AFC division, kind of boring. I mean, the Dolphins might be fun. Dolphins isn't going to be an easy game on the road by any means, but played the Chargers last year, played the Patriots last year. The NFC division is, it should be 3 wins, however you slice it.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the Week 5 matchup. For me, the Chargers game is kind of they got a lot better from last year to this year. I think that they added a couple pieces on defensive side of the ball
Mm-hmm.
that really they've stacked now. And we lost to them last year away in a
Be a
very
good
close
game.
game. Yeah, in a very good game. I'd like to get that one back. I think that's the one game that I'm
Yep.
looking for at home. I'm looking. There's never more than 2 weeks away from home,
I
which I
like
don't
that.
know. I don't know if that's a thing that happens in the NFL too much. I feel like they probably tend to go no more than 3 games
Yep.
away from home. So seeing that, we end with the last 2 games being away, that kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
I kind of actually don't like that. I don't like that we start away and we end away as well. And
I don't mind that we're blocked. Like we have 2 home, and then you see a lot of 2 home and 2 away,
yeah,
which is fine. I'm cool with the road games though. The road games are all the games we needed to be road games basically.
yeah, Panthers,
Houston,
Falcons,
yeah,
Houston.
yeah. I'm
The
fine
Bills
with the
game is
road
probably the
games.
one that we'd want to swap
Yeah.
with maybe another one. But yeah, you're not wrong. Like all the Mitch for and all that. But Jeff, let's really quickly game
Mhm.
by game,
Yep.
just quick prediction, win loss, no scores, no nothing.
Perfect.
Let's just go down the line. Week 1 Panthers away. I got that as a win.
I got that as a win too.
All right, Week 2 Jets at home. And by the way, I want to make this abundantly clear. I've said it every year. I think I've told Jeff. I've said this every year. The time that the Browns win the Week 1 game is when things are different for sure
I
with the
agree. You
franchise.
got to agree
And
with that.
finally, I mean, there's been years. I think we played the Jets one year when they were still bad. I think that was the McCown year that we played them, and he did the helicopter. If you remember that, he was trying to rush to the end zone,
I
did the
do.
helicopter, lost the football, and I was like, I can't believe we lost that game. Anyways, talking about the Jets, Week 2 at home. I like what the Jets have done, and I
Me
think
too.
this is going to be I think this could be a good an actual good game. I think the Panthers game could be like a little bit of a blowout for the Browns, but I think this Jets game could be good. I think we're a better team and we'll win. But I like what the Jets did this offseason.
Man, I'm relooking at the schedule, and I just don't love the first 4 weeks because you know me,
What?
like I
You
just
just said you
no,
love the first
all
4 weeks.
all right. Let me explain though. I just don't know if I could say we're gonna go 4-0 though. You know
Yeah.
me, you know me.
Well,
It's like I do love the first 4 weeks, but it's like I'm gonna sit here and say 4-0. I just think Stefanski beats coaches who are worse than him. So regardless who is the personnel, I got us beating the Panthers and the Jets just because we have a better coach. Week 3, different.
yeah. Well, let's get into that. Week 3, the first primetime game, Thursday night football against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Steelers, who's going to be the quarterback there? Is it going to be Rudolph? Is it going to
No idea.
be
I would assume it's Pickett.
Pickett? I mean, who knows? Either way, I love that they're in the middle of trying to figure it out. Week 3, I don't think they have it done by then. I'm going with a Browns win here.
I'm gonna keep it going. I'll go with the Browns win there too. I think that I just like that spot for us, honestly. Thursday night football.
Absolutely. Moving on to Week 4, going to Atlanta, playing the Falcons. I got this as a win for the Browns.
I got this as a win too.
All right, 4-0. I'm moving on to Week 5 at home against the Chargers. I was just talking to Jeff about. Well, did we start recording when I said that about the Chargers? I think we were recording. Anyways, I'm hoping for a win, but I'm gonna say a loss. I can't see us going 5-0. Just because I want to try to be a little bit better than what I was last year in these predictions. So I'm going to say we lose here to the Chargers, who are a phenomenal team.
I'm going to
AFC picture.
I'm going to agree with you and say we lose just because, we'll come back and look at these if there's any more developing news in the offseason, obviously. But right. I think that game will be the toughest one in the first, maybe even half of the year.
All right. Patriots. At home, Sunday. I'm going to go with a win, even though they smacked us in Foxborough last year. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, very different team for the Browns this year. Hopefully their same offensive game plan does not work against us last year or like it did last year. But I'm going to go with a win here.
I'm going to go with a win too.
All right. Week 7 at Baltimore
Mm-hmm.
against the Ravens. I'm going to go with a loss here.
I'm going to go with a loss there as well. And I'm going to go with a loss at week 8, too. I think we're going to drop both those games and take us to 5-3.
I wanted to drop the
I think that's
Ravens
fair.
game. That's fair. It's absolutely fair. I wanted to drop the Ravens game specifically so I could say we'd win week 8 Monday Night Football. We get that extra day of rest, and obviously travel doesn't really affect a team that's in state, but I do like picking up the primetime game wins, which I don't think we did terribly. Oh, I guess we did do okay. I think we split. Anyways, I got that as a win, just got that as a loss. Then we go into week 9 as a bye week. That's
Perfect.
Right around perfect timing for the bye week. I know a lot of the times we talk about, well, if it's later, it's better for playoffs and all that. But I think week 9, injuries happen. Hopefully that'll be a good spot for us. Week 10, the Dolphins away in Miami. Tua, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there for it. Tyreek Hill, whatnot, fastest offense, whatever. I'm gonna go with a win for the Browns here.
I got a win for us there too, and I think we match up extremely well against the Dolphins as far as they're two pretty good wide receivers in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and I don't know, I just think we kind of do decent against younger quarterbacks, so I think Miles should have a big game that week.
Yeah, hopefully. Week 11, and here is probably one of, if not the toughest matchup we'll have outside of our division. You could argue the week after that could be the same thing. Mm-hmm. But week 11 at Buffalo playing the Bills, team that was in the AFC. No, they were not in the AFC Championship game. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Bills, very good team. Going to be fighting for the AFC. I got this as a loss.
I have that as a loss too, our fourth.
All right, so I'm at 3. You're at 4. Sunday at home against the Buccaneers. I know my dad will not let me live down going to this game because he is an absolute fan of Tom Brady. So, and if he watches this and hears that I give us a loss 2 weeks in a row, especially to Tom Brady, he's gonna let me know. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna go for our second loss in a row. I'm gonna lose to the Bucs at home.
I agree with you. I think we're gonna drop back-to-back games there too, which is kind of
Are you at 5 games?
Yeah, Stefanski is not known for dropping back-to-back weeks like very often, and I have 2 back-to-back losses already on this schedule.
That's a good point.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I'm debating where saying we're gonna win out though after that.
Yeah. Well, you're not. It's a very strong possibility. Moving on to week 13 against the Texans. Revenge game for Deshaun Watson, potentially, if he's not suspended. This is a win. I don't know what the Texans are doing, but
that one's easy.
Sunday, week 14 against the Bengals at Bengals. I'm going to say we sweep the Bengals. I don't know what it is with the Browns and the Bengals in the past 2 years, but I'm going to say the Browns continue to dominate the Bengals.
I'm going to say we split the division right down the middle. So we win that Bengals game, we win that Ravens game, and I'm going to say we lose the last game to the Steelers, and we beat the Saints and the Commanders. So a little spoiler there, but 11-6, I think that comes out to
11-6. I'm going to go with a win against the Ravens. Win against the Saints.
That Saints game might be good too.
So that's
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but I guess my thing is hey, I'm cool with coming and seeing the Ohio State show with the wide receivers they got there now. But man, this is the thing I hate about the schedule is now I gave us 4 losses total up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no better than what I was last year. if I just go down the line and I'm win, but I already gave the Ravens a win, and I can't give them another one, so we have to win against the Ravens. I just don't think we'd lose against the Saints is the problem.
Right. Me neither.
And then the Commanders, that's a win.
Yep.
And then the Steelers, the only reason I'd give the Steelers the win here is because maybe there's a potential that we're resting people, but The
That's a good point.
AFC North is too competitive
Yeah.
right now with the Bengals and the Ravens. Then I can say that. 6-game winning streak.
Very difficult to do. Basically,
And
like unheard of.
and
Not
I'm
really, but
13-4. I hate that for myself. I feel like I've been no better than, but that would
I,
mean like
I give a split to our division teams just baseline. Until I see a development in week, like I'll just give everybody a split. And if you got to remember though, if you think the AFC is going to replicate last year, 10, 11 wins is going to be great.
yeah. Shoot. I could go back and do the same thing you did and give the Patriots a win, right? That's what you
And I said we are going to beat the Patriots. I said we are going to lose to Buffalo, Tampa.
you said you had two back-to-back
Oh
losses.
yeah, maybe I did. Wait.
I
No,
think you
oh
said
yeah. I said we're going to lose back to week 7, week 8, Ravens and Bengals.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. All right. I'm just gonna leave it as is. And we'll come back to this. We'll come back to it and do
We'll
it again.
revisit. We'll
I got
revisit.
us at 14-3. I'm no better than what I was last year. I don't know.
It's just too fun when the schedule comes out, bro. You just think every
Yeah,
game looks really good, but then the
yeah.
season starts and you know it's not
Injuries will
like that.
happen.
Yep.
Yeah, or something else will happen, and
Yep.
yeah, that's that. But all right, Jeff. Anything else to say about this before we call it? Before I sneeze.
I'm hyped up, man. I'm just ready for week 1. I'm ready for that Bills game already. I'm just a little salty. It's deeper into the year, but I'm
Bills
so
game.
glad we're not playing I mean, not that there's any like elite NFC divisions really left, but I'm glad our schedule's closer to 2020. I hated last year's schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that for us, I think it's definitely way easier, but I love seeing like everyone's just like saying at 14 wins at the minimum. People are, listen,
17-0.
listen, let's call it. I made the same mistake last year,
Right.
so it is what it is. But
Yep.
all right, everyone. Hey, make sure that you guys are going down in the comments, letting us know what you guys think our record's going to be, what games you think we're going to win, what games you think we're going to lose. You know, if we only, in your minds, think we're going to lose 3 games, let us know what those 3 games are or those 4 games are. And make sure you're liking, subscribing. We got a lot more Browns content coming out, a lot more Cavs stuff coming out. And with that all being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.